আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL Soccer Night।
Hello, we're back. We are here. This is us talking about I've forgotten the name of the cup.
Champions Cup.
There it is, the Interleague Champions Cup. And as you can hear, we're having so much discussion about what's going on. Let's show you the fixtures for the Interleague Champions Cup round one as they are. We've got from all corners of the globe, it seems. Gower All-Stars are playing Beaumont. Young London Meteors are playing Virgin MME. Tottenham Phoenix against London Tigers from the ILFL. MK Galacticos versus West End. Clapton Rangers v London Tigers. Interasia v Stepney. Mostyn FC v Bromley. FC Bartlett v Hackney Vikings. And into the studio now we have our very own Mr. Hasnat, who's come in, the man who puts together all our slides and lots more of the stats and facts that we have on the show for you each week to talk about this. I know we had Jermaine on the show last week to talk up his teams from the Hackney and Leighton League. But what can we say about the other teams now that have been introduced into the league?
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad you're back, Dave, because where I was covering that last week, I was struggling through. So as Rash saw, we were sort of jumping across from Jermaine, Jim Hendry. We even had young Remy Mason here to tell us a bit. But obviously, hopefully you'll give us a bit more outlook. But since then, I think a lot of teams have been doing their homework. And then we're looking at how it's been going in the other leagues. I think our guys have been talking between themselves. So it's really strange now because we've got sort of the ILFL teams actually talking between themselves to know about their opponents. No doubt Hackney and Leighton teams are talking between themselves as well, and same with the musical league. So yeah, it's looking good. The new team's definitely there. I mean, Tottenham Phoenix, not exactly a new team, a well-established team, and I think, I'm sure you can give us some more outlay on that. That game against London Tigers looking very hot.
It is looking very hot, and I'm only thinking that because I'm thinking about Tottenham Phoenix this season, last season in Hackney and Leighton League, that they will feel that they missed a trick in not getting into this and getting further in the Champions Cup last season, and they will want to do better this time round in terms of Phoenix v London Tigers. Rash, what do you know about Gower All-Stars up against your own team?
I know one thing for sure that the ILFL teams have learned in the last 2 seasons in this competition is that not to take it for granted. It is a tougher leagues and a lot of tough teams. I know they're playing well in the musical league, All-Stars.
They are top of that division.
But then if you look at all the teams, they're all successful in their own right from the league they're representing. So hopefully the ILFL teams are taking notes, making preparation and bolstering the squad in terms of the next level, because this is not your normal league Sunday, it's just next level up, the champions of champions. So every team, as far as I know, are taking it seriously from each league, and they're preparing. So 14th of December should be a highlight of quality football shown by all the teams represented in this competition.
Young London Meteors is a fixture up against Virgin MME. Young London Meteors are the renamed and revamped holders of the trophy right now, and they're up against a Virgin team who are indeed a Virgin side in the tournament this season. I have to say I would expect the Meteors to come away with that. Being the cup holders, they're not going to want to give it away. MK Galacticos coming down from Milton Keynes to take on West End. Good game.
That'll be a massive. I think for me, I think MK Galacticos are one of the favourites. I know they're all good teams, but they'll be a tip because I know they're preparing and they get the squad, they're training, and they're looking forward to come down London and to prove a point. They're not just coming to enjoy the day, they come to win the cup itself. That's their motto. That's what they've been saying. So it'll be good to see them live and playing. From what I hear, from all the preparation, all the comments we made on the Facebook, etc. So I'm looking forward to that game in particular, especially with our West End boys as well.
Absolutely. West End, they will want to do well in this. It's a tournament they've been looking forward to. MK Galacticos as well. They're not coming that far down the road just for a cup of tea and biscuits. Clapton Rangers take on the other London Tigers team playing out of the musical league. Clapton Rangers, top of the Hackney and Leighton League currently. That must make them favourites up against the other. I think both London Tigers teams look like they could be up against it in this. What do you think, Nanu?
As we saw last year, the London Tigers from the musical league is a really strong team, and it was quite, if not surprising, it was hard to take that they lost against the Black Meteors, who scraped a win. I think it was something so narrow, like a 1-0 or something like that, and then Black Meteors went on to win the title, I think the musical league does have some really strong teams. You know, the London Tigers in that league is really, really strong, I have to admit. If you look at Goers are leading in the musical league, and they seem like a much stronger team than they were in the previous season. All I can say for now is that, you know, we know some of the existing teams that come back again from the previous season, and we've got some really, you know, some new teams as well. MK Galacticos, you know, really looking forward to seeing those teams play against each other.
We are. Stepney, losing finalists from last season, up against Interasia, a name we know well. How's that?
Yes, I mean, we had Interasia in our summer league, and obviously that was more probably based around their peripheral players. But we saw they finished, what, third? If I'm right, third in the summer league for us, using the peripheral players. So we know they're strong already. When we look at Stepney from ILFL, I mean, similar to all the other 4 teams, they are a strong representative of ours. So that might turn out to be sort of one of the dark horse games that where I think it's going to be superbly tight. I mean, even if we take the football out of it and the backgrounds of both of the clubs, I mean, we're talking the far east of the East End and then the west of the West End. 2 teams with huge reputations. So, I mean, that is a really good fixture. And I mean, the only other fixture that I really want to pick on was FC Bartlett and the Hackney Vikings, because FC Bartlett are current holders of their league, which is why by right they're in there, even though this term they're not doing that great. But they actually train in Bartlett Park. So there's about 8 of our teams from the ILFL throughout that have seen them. And I'll tell you what, even my boys, Robin and Tigers, have seen them train. There's no denying there's quality there.
Absolutely, and let's talk about the one fixture there that we haven't picked out yet, and that's Moston FC v Bromley. Bromley, we say it every season. I know you don't get tired of having the tag of a cup team, a tournament team. You're in this tournament and you're up against Moston FC, who are from the former Camden League. What else do we know about them?
I've seen them play a couple of friendly matches in the Hector Marsh in the summer. They look like good outfits, but obviously we haven't seen them recently, so it'll be interesting to see how they perform in this competition. Bromley, on the other hand, I think they're not having the best season in the league. A big club, a successful club, and the expectation is high, and I think they're looking forward to this cup to make amends on their form, and I think the team is under pressure to be successful, at least in this competition, because the league is obviously slipping away from their hands itself.
That is it. That's to come up in a couple of weeks' time. It is the Champions Cup. We're going to look more at it again next week, probably in a little bit more depth and with a little bit more analysis. But it's the tournament that we've all been looking forward to. Who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be your team? Is it going to be your league? We'll talk more about it next week. We've got the bread and butter league football coming back again this Sunday. And let's look at the fixtures that are returning for this Sunday. The Premier Division is back, and they've got 3 fixtures. We've got Beaumont taking on Sire, Bromley taking on Leytonstone, Stepney taking on Ireland. West End and London Tigers are not playing this week, so this is a good chance for maybe Beaumont to pick up a few points and move up the league.
Definitely. So I think it's coming a good time. They've had 2 weeks break because of the cup competition they haven't played, so it'll be a good time to come back. And against Sire, hopefully, you know, they don't start playing well this week, and Beaumont get the results. I'm looking forward to that.
Bromley against Leytonstone, 2 teams, like I said, still don't know whether they're coming or going in that division. Make a Bromley win?
I can see Bromley win. Leytonstone are struggling on form. The performance, even though they won yesterday, I wasn't too impressed with the footballing quality. It'll be tough for them to beat Bromley.
And as usual, we expect Stepney to do what Stepney does and maintain their form at the top of the division and probably be division leaders by the end of Sunday night. Into the first division, 4 games there. We've got Bromley Juniors taking on St Catherine's. A rejuvenated Bromley Juniors, I should say. They actually look like they're interested in looking to play some football. Burdett taking on SCTA. SCTA looking good despite going down by a goal against Stepney yesterday. They'll be looking strong and looking to reform and refine their form in the division. Stepney B take on Reach Out. Good luck, Stepney. Let's see if you can take another scalp in Reach Out and stick more thorns in their side. And Weavers v Bow, like I said, I like what Bow have been doing recently. They're quietly getting some results and looking like they could be just a little bit of a banana skin for SCTA and Reach Out in that division.
Well, very, very likely. We saw yesterday they knocked out Burdett in the cup. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, they beat Reach Out 2-1. Everyone can turn around and say, you know, they're defending it, they're scoring the goals and sitting back, but point of it is they're getting the results.
They're getting the results.
They're getting the results. And so they grind the results from the teams above them or the teams around them. And so when it comes to the bottom teams, I'm sure they'll go out there and actually play some decent football and put some goals past.
Okay, second division. Only 2 games in the second division. You had your fun and your fill yesterday. Beaumont Youth, as we said, go to St Catherine's under 21, and Tower Hamlets B take on Riverside. Second one a little bit difficult to call, but no, I want to talk a little bit about St Catherine's. Let's get away from the fact that they're conceding lots of goals, not scoring many, but within themselves, is there development there?
It's definitely development. I mean, I've told the boys, look, this is the first season. The chances are you won't going to win anything. This is your chance to gain some experience. You're going to get some hefty losses, but learn from it. It will make you stronger. You know, there might be a time in many years down the line that you might be in a team that is far more superior than another team and you're winning 12-0, 13-0, But you'll at least have the experience of being on the other side, and you learn to respect the teams, I mean, it's a tough game against Beaumont Youths, this Sunday, and depending on if Rashid makes a start, and if he continues to play for 90 minutes, and St Catherine under 21 may have a chance of winning. But
Absolutely.
if Rashid doesn't play, then don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the chances are that St Catherine will lose, but this is cool.
I'll say something, and I may have got the scoreline wrong, but I remember many years ago, the very first game that I managed Stepney. It was the very first game, and I took a very young team. Left all the senior players and took a very young side, and we went and played a game, and we conceded 18 goals. And I always said to them then, they will build on that, they will improve, and there will come a time where that will become a thing of the past. And here we are now, I suppose. It was me many years ago. But you know what, like I said, to all you guys out there playing St Catherine's under 21, it won't be like this forever. And you heard me say it here a couple of weeks ago, if you're turning up and putting out a first 11 each and every week, keep doing what you're doing, because the result will come. And when it does, I will be the first one to jump up and down, eat my hat, and every single cup up here or on the stage with me for you guys, because then you'll be going places. Let's take a look at, like I said, we looked at the second division. Let's take a look at the other 2 divisions just to show you quickly what's going on there. In the first division, just to remind you, from 2 weeks ago, SCTA are top with a game in hand over Reach Out and Bow. Stepney B on 12 points. It's a shootout. In the new year, it's just a straight out race to see who gets there in the end. And up there at the top in the Premier Division, Tigers are top, 20 points. West End and Stepney sitting right behind them. Stepney, they can go top if they get a decent win this weekend, and they can the lead can change hands once again in the Premier Division. That is it. We have covered everything. We've gone from Champions Cup to League football, and to the odd blooper right there at the start of the third part of the show. My apologies for that, but thank you to everybody behind the scenes who've made the show possible and for keeping us on track and keeping us focused. To Hasnat, Rashid and Nanu for being here, and to all of you for watching. This has been the ILFL Soccer Night Show. Enjoy your football this weekend, and we'll talk more about it next Monday. Until then, good night.